Sorry about that. 1 second.
Gucken wir mal ein bisschen rum. Scheiß Partei. Das ganze System muss weg. Auch die Parteien. Ja. Geht die ganze Scheiße wieder von vorne los. Alle Parteien müssen weg.
To provide historical context to the current global threat confronting our civilization. These past 2 years and a half have been especially stressful as painful memories were rekindled. In 1941, I was 3.5 years old. My family was forced from our home in Romania to Ukraine. We were herded into a concentration camp, essentially left to starve. But death was everywhere. Death was the cloud above us. My father died
Sachsen sind auch da.
of typhus, an infectious disease that was rampant in both concentration camps and ghettos for lack of any sanitary conditions. In 1944, as the final solution was being progressively implemented, Romania dislodged from its alliance with Nazi Germany, and the government allowed several hundred orphan Jewish children to return to Romania if they had a relative there. Although I was not an orphan, my mother lied to save me. I then had a to bring Jews to the death camp. 4 years elapsed before I was reunited with my mother. The Holocaust served our
Hallo?
symbol of unmitigated evil.
Cool.
Moral norms and human values were systematically obliterated. The Nazi system destroyed social norms.
Ja. Sehr schön, sehr schön. Schmalkalden sind welche da.
Were worked to death as slave laborers. Others were abused as experimental human guinea pigs. The Holocaust did not begin in the gas chamber of Auschwitz-Birkenau. The Holocaust was preceded by 9 years of incremental restrictions and personal freedom.
Allesamt in eine Sack mit hinein.
Nee, das machen wir uns gedanklich, weißt du? Wir stecken in den Sack
Ach ja, ja, genau.
so sehen wir uns gar nicht.
Ja, stimmt. Ja.
Das ist ein Fehler. Naja.
Das siehst du auch, wenn die manchmal kommentieren und so die Güte nur beleidigen, kommt nichts.
By fear-mongering
Es ist doch aber relativ
and
einfach,
hate-mongering propaganda.
Man könnte uns ja mal welche
A
nennen,
series of
Genau.
oder? Ja,
humiliating,
dann machst du halt was anderes.
discriminatory
Ja,
government
was soll denn sonst machen?
Stimmt.
We were compared to lice.
Ja.
The real viral disease that infected Nazi Germany was
Also
eugenics.
irgendwann, verstehst du, waren wir alle wach.
Eugenics is the
Und dann
elitist
muss man
ideology
das Leben so eigentlich tun.
at the root of all genocides. Eugenics is cloaked in the mantle of
Dicke
pseudoscience.
Fettkeule.
It was embraced
Also erst,
by
wenn man
the
das Geld
academics,
weggenommen hat, oder?
the medical establishment,
Das
as
Grundstück
well
oder
as
so.
the judiciary,
Ja, oder wenn alles unbezahlbar wird,
both
dafür
in
desselbe.
Germany
Erst
and
dann.
the United
Vorher
States.
nicht. Braucht so einen fetten Chip.
Eugenicists
muss erst denen an die
justify
Kohle gehen.
social and economic inequality.
Oder an den Besitzer.
They legitimize discrimination, apartheid, sterilization, euthanasia.
Oh, schreiende
and
Kinder sind auch wieder da.
The Nazis called it ethnic cleansing to protect the gene pool. Medicine was perverted from its healing mission and was weaponized. First, it was to control
Ich glaube, die gehören zu uns.
through sterilization.
Also anständige Jugend.
Then it was to eliminate those deemed to be
Oh, ist das warm.
subhuman, Untermenschen. The first victims of medical murder were 1,000 German infants and toddlers under the age of 3. The murder's operation was expanded to an estimated 10,000 children, German children, under the age of 17. The next victims were the mentally ill, followed by the elderly in nursing homes. All of these human beings were condemned as worthless eaters. Under Operation T4, designated hospitals were turned into killing centers, where various extermination methods were tested, including Zyklon B, the gas that was used in the gas chambers. The objective of the final solution was the annihilation of the entire European Jewish population, which at the time was 11 million. The Nazis enacted discriminatory laws. They utilized modern technology, low-cost industrial methods, an efficient transportation system, and a highly trained bureaucracy that coordinated the industrial genocidal process. The objective was high speed, maximum efficiency, and low cost. The human casualties of this unprecedented genocide were 6 million Jews and 9 million other people whom the Nazis dehumanized as Untermenschen. The purpose of Holocaust memorials is to warn and inform future generations about how an enlightened, civilized society can be transformed into a genocidal universe ruled by absolute moral depravity. If we are to avert another Holocaust, we must identify ominous current parallels before they poison the fabric of society. Since the Nazi era, the study of history and most of the humanities, including philosophy, religion, and ethics, have been overshadowed by an emphasis on utilitarian science and technology. As a result, few people recognize foreboding similarities between current policies and those under the Nazi regime. By declaring a state of emergency in 1933 and 2020, constitutionally protected personal freedom, legal rights, and civil rights were swept aside. repressive, discriminatory decrees followed. In 1933, the primary target of discrimination were Jews. Today, the target is people who refuse to be injected with experimental, genetically engineered so-called vaccines. Then and now, government dictates were crafted to eliminate segments of the population. In 2020, government dictates forbade hospitals from treating the elderly in nursing homes. The result was mass murder. Government decrees today continue to forbid doctors to prescribe life-saving, fully approved FDA medicines. They must follow government-dictated protocols, and those continue to kill. The media is silent as it was then. The media broadcast a single government-dictated narrative, just as it had under the Nazis. State censorship silences opposing views. In Nazi Germany, few individuals objected. Those that did were sent to concentration camps. Today, doctors and scientists who challenge the approved narrative are maligned and their reputations are trashed. They risk losing their license to practice, as well as having their homes and workplaces raided by SWAT teams. The most significant, the moral significance of the Nuremberg Code cannot be overstated. The Nuremberg Code is the most authoritative, internationally recognized document in the history of medical ethics. This landmark document was formulated in response to evidence of medical atrocities committed by Nazi physicians and scientists. The code sets forth moral boundaries of research involving human beings. The Nuremberg Code rejects the ideology of eugenics and unquestionably asserts the primacy and dignity of the individual human being.
Österreichs Auto, die Steirer.
Primacy of the individual as opposed to the greater good of the state or society. I always have trouble with technology, so please.
Das muss schon. Österreich.
The American jurists who formulated the Nuremberg Code incorporated the official 1931 German guidelines for human experimentation. They were authored by Dr. Julius Moses. Now, the guidelines remained legally in force until 1945, but of course the Nazis completely disregarded them, and they deported Dr. Moses to Theresienstadt, where he died. The Nuremberg Code defined foundational, universal